Stage volume is always a consideration. And if you have a sound man, especially a good sound man, they're going to want as little stage volume as possible. They don't want any speakers.
I wish you could feel this.
Stages now and musicians are going to the in-ear monitors. No bass player that I know of likes to play without a large speaker behind them that you can feel. Woo! For me able to get the sensation of feeling the bass without turning up the volume, I need something that would vibrate while I move around the stage.
My whole body's vibrating.
Who's coming up with that? Finally, we have a solution. It's called the BACKBEAT.
Hi, I'm Yerko Sepulveda, creator of the BACKBEAT. The BACKBEAT is a portable rumble pack that attaches to your strap and plugs into your bass and transmits everything you play on your bass into a vibration that you can feel. The BACKBEAT's about the size of an iPhone X and has an internal rechargeable lithium-ion battery with a 1/4-inch connection that you can easily plug into your direct box or wireless pack. The BACKBEAT has 2 control knobs. The left allows you to adjust the intensity of the rumble. The right knob is a volume control for my favorite feature, the included headphone jack.
Maybe you live in an apartment or you're in a hotel room and you want to practice, but you don't want to keep anyone awake. You put this thing in, problem solved.
That's cool. I totally use it for practicing. No amp.
It's nice. I feel like places where you get more resonance on the neck, you get more resonance on the vibration.
That enhances it even more for me to feel it directly.
I love you can feel it all the way through your chest. It sounds so good.
I feel like I don't have to play as hard because I can feel my bass.
It makes you feel like you're better than you are. I can feel it vibrating in my whole body.
It actually helps me play because my hands are having an easier time playing. My mind is having an easier time because my whole body is feeling it. This thing allows you to feel your instrument.
From our trips to NAMM, our countless hangouts with artists backstage, and our expanding online community, the support for BACKBEAT has been amazing. BACKBEAT has been through several prototypes and has been refined with input from some of the most respected artists in the world. As a result, I'm proud to say what I'm holding in my hand is the pre-production model of BACKBEAT, ready to go for Kickstarter.
This is the new thing from Yerko, the BACKBEAT. Everybody needs one. Actually, you might need 2.
So that's it, BACKBEAT. You'll be inspired to play on stage or practice because you can feel your bass.
This is great. The BACKBEAT.
Bill's taking everything from me not to do
I was hoping you would keep going. I was just waiting for someone to start it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Yerko, give him a good hand, baby. All right, welcome to the basement. That's BASSMINT. I'd like to welcome our viewers from around the world. You know, we got viewers in 225 countries and territories. Welcome Australian bass players, Texas bass players, the suburb of Detroit bass players, Michigan bass players, Detroit bass players. Welcome for watching it, and that was awesome, man. Ain't nobody's ever did that in the basement as an intro song. Tell us your name.
Yeah, thanks. My name is Yerko Sepulveda.
Yo, Yerko Sepulveda. Got to pronounce that correctly.
There you go.
Welcome to the basement. Thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you for the invitation.
You have an awesome story that we're going to get into. I can't wait to get into it. But first, let me introduce all of these other bass players in the panel. Starting to my left, we got, tell us your name.
Penelope.
Penelope, a Detroit bass player. Tell us your name. Next to her.
Oh, sorry. My brain is just wiped out after that interview. I'm sorry.
Another awesome bass player. We did an interview with him. Y'all got to check that out when we show it. Next to him, tell us your name.
Chris Snyder.
Chris Snyder, another Detroit bass player. Next to him, tell us your name.
Robert Laquette.
Another Detroit bass player. Was also the manager of one of our fallen bass players, Larry Love, which was one of the bass players for like the Eminem clan, all the D12 and I can't think of the other ones. Gosh,
Trice.
Yeah, OB Trice and
5'9".
all of them Detroit rappers under the Eminem clan. This was the manager of that bass player. May he rest in peace. On my other side, he's also a bass player too, and he's a student of mine, by the way. And on my right side, tell us your name.
Sharon Martin.
Sharon Martin, another Detroit bass player, and she's also a student of mine, and she's also the daughter of the late great Kenny Mack, a fine Detroit bass player. Did everything on bass. Thank you for coming to the basement. Next to her, tell his name.
Terrence Hamlet.
Terrence Hamlet, another student of mine that plays bass. Thanks for coming out in the basement. Have you learned anything taking lessons with me, Big Eye?
Learned a lot.
Thank you. That's awesome. Sharon, have you learned anything? That is awesome. Bob, have you learned anything?
Definitely.
Okay, and then next to Terrence is another Detroit bass player and also another student of mine. Tell us your name.
Mara Lee.
Mara Lee, she's also an instructor at the University of Michigan, Dearborn. Have you learned anything taking bass lessons?
You think I've learned anything? I think I have.
Yeah, I think you awesome on the bass. We were going to try to do an interview with her today, but we're not going to have time, so we'll get her another time. But so I'm glad all of you learned something. So if all of them haven't played for you, but one day we're gonna have these bass players play for you. And then if you like what they sound like, contact me for lessons, all right? And then next, I forgot all about them. You know, I'm like, forget that, forget what they do. Yeah, contact me for lessons. Okay. Also next to her is tell us your name.
Ricky Gibbons.
Ricky Gibbons, tell us where you reside, sir.
Houston, Texas.
Houston bass player in the house at HBP. Is it HBP, Houston bass player. Welcome to the basement here in Detroit. Next to him, tell us your name.
Ed Tate.
Ed Tate, the big timer. Ed, you need some lessons, man. Please say yeah. Let me just put your picture on my student's website so I can. All right. If I can get some heavy hitters pictures on there, that's gonna make me look good, right?
Takashi on there.
Yeah, ooh, Takashi, you need some lessons on there.
Put him on, man.
Next to him, tell us your name.
Don Mex.
Don Mex, another Detroit bass player. Next to him, tell us your name.
Bob Madgett.
Bob Madgett, a keyboard player, left hand plays bass a lot. Next to him, tell us your name.
Emery.
Emery Canty.
James behind him.
What?
James, stick your head in here. Come on, man.
That was his fret hand. No, that's his plug hand. James Formay on bass. Reason he's sitting out there is because there's not enough room in here right now. And back to Emery Canty, another Detroit bass player, one of the fresh new ones. 2016. You know, And then another Detroit bass player, so your name?
Just the Pope.
Pope, you need some bass lessons. Come on, bass. Just come and take some bass lessons. Please come and take some. All right. Well, the reason I asked you because you already know how to do what you got to do. I just need these big timers like Ed and Pope and Takashi You know what I'm saying? I just need the big timers to take just a half lesson, man, and so I can put my name out there, man. Sorry about that, Yerko. I'll probably edit that out if it seems too weird. but so back to you. Do you need lessons? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why I went there. For some reason I went there, but back to you. Okay, so when did you start playing the bass and why?
When and why? Okay, so I came from a kind of a musical family background, love music my whole life, always listen to music, that sort of thing. My parents dragged me to piano lessons. You know, I don't know if anyone's been dragged to music lessons when they were kids before, right? That wasn't a whole lot of fun. So several years of piano was pretty dull. And I did not really enjoy it. It's very strict and just you got to fit into this flexible, box that doesn't move. And that wasn't me. So a lot of the music I enjoyed, for some reason, I just kept picking out the bass line, kept listening to songs. Eric Carmen, Turn the Radio Up. I don't know if you guys know that song. I kept humming that bass line in my head when I was a kid, listening to it, taping it off the radio. Yeah. Like, man, I can pick out that bass line. I really like that. I started doing that more and more, just listening to the radio and just listening to, the bass line really stood out to me. Really just kind of, internally, just kind of really identified with that. So I thought, oh man, that's really cool. That's a really cool instrument. So ended up just borrowing a friend of my dad played in a band, and I borrowed his bass and absolutely fell in love with it. So then I got my first bass when I was 18, I think, about 18, and just basically kind of taught myself and kind of went from there type of thing. So yeah, it was kind of that sort of it kind of came to me as I started listening to more and more music. That's what I should play.
Okay, well I detect an accent.
South Detroit.
Born and raised.
So,
midnight train in this.
So before that, where you come from?
Oh boy, where do you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from? So I was born in South America, in Chile, South America. That's where my last name comes from. And I was raised in Sydney, Australia. So I've been living now here in Michigan for the last 15 years. So I consider myself a bit of a world citizen,
right?
Or a mutt,
Yeah, well, and just for those, it didn't matter to me. It's just I just wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? I love our international bass players. We can learn so much from you guys. So you've been playing for a while now, but it's not a full-time job for you. You're actually an engineer.
Yes, yeah, actually, yeah. I studied engineering at university and had a career in engineering sales for 15, 17 years. And then I quit my job.
Right, and what you have done is you combine engineering and bassing into one product, and that's why you're here today. So let's talk about that product. What is it? Let me see it.
Okay.
And let me hear it. Let me feel it. We're going to get all up into this product here. So,
Sorry, I'm back in the clip again.
So what you got?
All right. Well, a little bit of background first regarding bass playing. So I'm not a professional, but I have played in a lot of church environments. I've played locally at Oak Point Church. I don't know if anyone knows Oak Point. Woodside Bible Church, and now more recently at Brightmoor Church over on 10 Mile and 10 miles.
13?
M5 and 13,
M5.
yeah. So I play bass in a lot of different scenarios, and I play it out a little bit here and there too. One of the things that attracted me to, again, playing bass was just the low end of the music. The low end, which as a bass player is not always just, oral, felt, through the ears, but it's also felt. It's not just heard, but it's felt. As a bass player, you really feel your music. You feel what you're playing, or at least you should. Right? That was part of the appeal for me, was the rhythm aspect of playing bass, was the beat. You're doing a lot of that. You're in charge of a lot of that beat that you're playing. So the way this all kind of came about was a lot of I don't know if you guys are familiar with a lot of like church stages, for example. You're on a stage, or even live, or in other stages, you don't necessarily have an amplifier or a cab or something right behind you, or even near you. Sometimes you don't have anything, because a lot of these stages are a little more versatile, and they want to put other things on the stage and be able to shift it and change it quickly without having to lug a lot of things around. So a lot of the playing in the last several years has been in-ears. Okay, you're an electric bass player, and everything is going through in-ears. So you've got a live mix or an Avion mix, and you've got everything going through, and you just got your in-ears, and you better have really good in-ears.
Yeah, right.
And really expensive in-ears to be able to get the whole frequency range of sound. So that was really a frustrating experience, because we had some subwoofers, but they weren't working well, or they just didn't want them blasting the congregation out on the stage, whatever. For whatever reason, you don't have that. And like I said, it was a frustrating experience, and I thought, hey, I want to get that feeling back. And I thought, why not create something that was portable that I could use while I was playing on stage? And that's where the BACKBEAT essentially originated from.
Okay, and that product, that's what the product's name is?
Correct. Yep, it's the BACKBEAT, and this is a prototype.
Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on this, and then I guess I'm gonna get a picture from your website too. So
yeah, we can get you any picture, but this is kind of the prototype that came out of that whole experience, and it is essentially a transducer inside. There's a transducer that's like a speaker. It's a speaker without a cone, and there's also an amplification.
So left and right knobs, what do they do?
So you have a knob for the force that the transducer produces from 0 to maximum force, and then you have a knob that is for headphones for your volume. So what this also does is it's also a practice amp. So you can plug in, it has an aux connection, and you can plug in an MP3. If you're practicing music, plug it in there. You plug your bass in, and you have a headphone out, so you can listen and mix, whatever you're doing, you can play.
What's the other knob? Or is that a switch? Next to the input.
There?
Yeah.
That one? Oh, that's power.
Oh, that's just the LED light?
Oh, yeah, there's an LED light next to it when you have the power plugged in, and then you have power.
Oh, okay. Does it run by batteries?
That, my friend, is what I'm working on.
So
I'm glad you asked. Because there's more.
Well, you know what? Even if it did work by batteries, ain't nothing wrong with plugging it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of the again, and just to go back to the whole headphone thing, one of the reasons I kind of wanted a headphone in as part of this is obviously, like I said, the practicing aspect. I used to live in an apartment where I had an amp, and you know, the low frequency rumble goes through everything, and you can't play. So you know, that was kind of another reason to make this also as a practice amp together in one.
Okay, so what are your plans for this product?
Okay, so what we've done is I've been developing this product for the last couple of years or so, and really 24/7 this last year. We went to the NAMM show in Nashville this summer, which was an absolutely fantastic experience. We wanted to get this prototype out there and get feedback from bass players, from, you know, anyone who would come by. And it just so happened that you know,
the cream of the crop came by.
The first day, you know, Victor Wooten came by, and
Victor Wooten?
he came by, and you know, when if you've ever been to a show like that, you know, there's people scattered around, then all of a sudden he comes by, and there's a crowd of like 50 people. So there's a video actually on our Instagram if you want to have a look at his reaction, but. He put this on. He started playing, and he's in his zone. He's playing. He's playing. His eyes are closed, and then he opens his eyes and he looks at me and he smiles. And it's like he absolutely loved what it did for him. So he has been instrumental in a couple of tweaks that we're doing right now, currently doing to get ready for production, and he wants to wear it on stage for one of his gigs that we're going to be at here in January at Anaheim NAMM. So so he's a guy that's really kind of helped out a lot in that, but also a lot of other bass players that went to the show were able to try it, and I had a lot of really good feedback. So that's given us an ability to go from this prototype to going to what's going to be, like I said, the production model, and that will have a rechargeable battery as part of this. So you can choose to put a 9-volt, any sort of a pedal power that you cable that you have. But it's going to have the ability to have maybe like 4 or 5 hours of usability with this.
And this is all because of you wanted to feel your bass in those environments that don't allow you to feel your bass.
Yeah, absolutely. It came about because it was just getting too muddy in my ears using in-ears, and I thought, nuts to this, I want to feel the thump again.
So your fatigue after having in-ears for a long time, 2-3 hours in, you start to lose some of the frequencies, so it would help to be able to feel it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it feels louder. I don't know how to explain it to you, but when you're playing, and this is feeding back exactly what you're playing, it feels louder.
Yeah.
I was with Victor and Chick Corea at this summer, and Victor tried it out on during their sound check, and he kept turning to his band members and saying, "Is the bass too loud for you? No. Is it too loud? Is it too loud?" He kept asking them, "Is it too loud?" And then no, there's nothing. The volume's fine. It's because this you've now got a second sensory input that's beyond just hearing, and it just amplifies that experience.
Okay, so where does this take place on the bass player's body? Where does the action happen?
All right. So as you can see, the device is clipped onto your bass strap. Okay?
Yeah.
So you just wear it like you would any sort of bass. So typically what you'd want is to have it kind of centered in your back.
Okay.
Okay? So it's centered in your back, and as you're standing, the weight of the bass is pressing it down into your back, and you're getting that feeling. Now, obviously, you can put it anywhere you want along the length of that strap, but I've found that the best place to locate it is right smack bang in the middle.
Have you tried it on those double harness straps?
No, I'm not seeing the double harness straps.
A lot of gigs that are long, when you're getting that strenuous thing on one side, that weight on one side, people are starting to get the double straps, so it's evenly weighted.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've not tried it on that, but it works on any sort of width, any thickness.
You already sold it to me. I mean, I want one.
I want one.
It works on any type.
I don't want one. I need one.
The crazy thing is,
Like
man,
today.
now that I'm thinking about it,
I think I got enough cash on me.
I forgot to ask you who some of your favorite bass players were, but I always forget to ask something. So now you don't want to break that mirror, Reggie. That's 7 years. Okay, so now I don't believe a word you said about this product, right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like if you're on the Ellen DeGeneres show or the Steve Harvey show or the Wendy Williams show or somebody like that, that host, Wendy, Ellen, or Steve would say, and everybody in the audience is getting one to take home with them, right? Unfortunately, we're in the basement and we don't got it like that. So, but can we let some of these bass players try this product out?
Absolutely.
I went upstairs to get my just to try it out.
Absolutely.
Okay, so folks, we're about to do some editing here. So I might not, I like to just let it roll. It might be one bass player in the world just want to see us raw. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just no editing or nothing.
No editing.
This one? Can we use this strap? Yeah, okay. That just the only thing I would say is it's a pain to get the clips on and off the strap. So if you can just use
But
my
that's
strap.
actually good.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
I have to have a strap to hold mine on because I've had mine fly off.
Yes.
While I'm
He's doing
moving around.
backflips.
Oh yeah, well, I backflip.
So you have a backbeat?
No, but I have. You know what your cordless unit.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and he's saying that his strap, it's pretty
play it
tight
on.
where it holds that on.
Yeah.
But you need one like that. 'Cause without that, brother, you're in trouble.
Okay, so Reggie's gonna try it on with his penitentiary bass.
Straight out of Compton.
That was told to us by Ralph Armstrong, who killed on that bass. Ralph came in the basement and killed that bass right there. Ralph is going to be in the basement also next December the 16th is our next
Let's do this.
basement. Ralph Armstrong is going to be here, and John Moody of GHS Strings is going to be here. And we're trying to get one of our sponsors from Germany to come here. And we're going to be giving away a bass guitar and amplifier to some lucky recipient.
This one, you got that?
But I can't. I can't tell y'all who it is yet, but you'll find out on the 16th of December.
It's me.
You already picked the person?
That's classified.
It's a sorry base.
Ixnay on the question,
Nah, I don't know if we picked the person yet. I don't want to say yeah, and then we changed it at the last minute. You know what I mean?
It's a sire base.
Yeah, it's the sire bass. Yeah, we showed it. Reggie, it's the sire bass and the Fender Rumble out, and some strings, and we're also going to be giving them a scholarship for some music lessons that's not going to be taught by me.
What?
They're going to be taught by Ralph. Ralph Armstrong. So somebody putting some money up for that.
I just wanted to see.
Because Ralph Armstrong lessons cost a lot more than mine do. Seriously, Ralph will charge $100 for a lesson.
Okay. You good to go.
Bling. Bling. Pope. Bling-matic.
Not gonna knock him off the stool or anything?
Nah.
Oh, that'd be awesome on coverage on the video. We really sell this product there.
Right. And it still kept working.
If a big alien hole come out of his stomach from like the movie Alien.
Right. You should buy this. It's sweet.
That's why I like to feel it in my back when I play.
Yeah, not yet, but I'll when you're ready, let me know. That is unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on.
They used to whoop my butt. That tune is a 7/4.
Oh yeah.
It's not a fun tune to play. I was always sweating it.
Now, if y'all notice, Reggie don't have a tuner or nothing hooked up. He's heard these fourths so many times against each other that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by the way, if they're descending, they're fifths. They're not fourths.
Right.
So can you feel it?
Yeah, it's resonant.
Okay, stop music and everything. So can you feel it?
Yeah.
What you think?
It's a great aid if your visual shit is done.
Your visual what?
Visual color for waterfalls. Okay.
Okay, so let's let somebody else. Because he gotta go. So I want as many people to give it a feel for themselves, and let's help this man sell his product.
What do you want to do? Does someone want to try it with their own bass or?
Yeah, with their own bass. Nobody knows how to play the monster, man. Let the guys do it. That bass is a monster, y'all. But if you get a chance, when we got time, just put that bass under your fingers to see. Have you played Reggie's bass one of the time?
It'd be easier to put.
Y'all gotta put that monster under y'all fingers once.
Yeah, I don't want to switch around too much. It's alright, I could suck on it. That'd be fine. I'm not afraid to play terrible notes.
You gotta do some push-ups before you play that bass.
Yeah.
Wow, this thing is crazy, man. Why did I say that? Wow.
Is it on?
Is the little thing?
Oh, you gotta.
Come with it. Next day, continue from it.
Can you feel it?
Not yet.
Yeah, I think. Hang on a second. Let's try this. Because it's splitting. I've got it splitting the signal right now. Let me do this.
Who's that with the orange on?
It would be Pope Panther.
Hey, Cynthia.
Hey.
Hey, Sideways.
Ray?
Yeah.
Mr. Wellborn?
Yeah, Wellborn. I almost didn't recognize you with your head sideways.
Wow.
How I feel now?
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, man. This is really coming through my body right now.
It's really pronounced with that bass.
Yeah, you got two sales right over here.
Right, oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I'm giving one. In fact, I'm gonna audition it at the NAMM show for you too.
Okay, so let's let somebody else play it. That's not such a professional bass player. Somebody that's trying to play bass.
Here, right here.
Ooh, Henry, you want to try? Okay, yeah. The strap ain't gonna fit him because he.
You don't care.
He just did 20 push-ups.
He said Jimmy Crack Corner. He don't care.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Yeah, it does.
At least he'll get to see what it's about.
It's like a
you know what I'm saying?
hit.
That's how you start like that. Think about it. Who wanted to know? Look at that. I see all y'all.
Could you hear your notes through there?
Yeah, I was able to hear it. Yeah. I mean, just the instrument itself, you could hear it like this, you know. But no, I was just feeling it.
Were you feeling the notes, the different notes?
Yeah, it's different vibrations, you know.
You feel it?
It's vibrating so hard.
Really?
Yeah.
He said so hard. It's almost like you're sitting on a chair.
Okay,
up against the wall.
let's let somebody else try. Sharon, you want to give it a try?
No, let me give it a try.
Terrence, you want to give it a try?
He said, "Well, are you gonna try to put me on the spot?"
Marilyn,
I'll give it a try.
I'll give it a try.
Let her try with her bass though. I want to try another bass.
Oh, well,
Well, I want to try it with Ed Tate's bass.
it's gonna be hard to get on.
That's a beautiful bass, man.
Music man.
Yeah.
That's
Because in case y'all setting us up with that bass, I want to make sure it works on other basses. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going for the setup.
Oh, jeez. Sorry if I took out your light.
Oh yeah, you out of all of the roof you could have aimed for.
Just that one spot.
right. That only line.
Your bass is so nice, man.
Oh,
your bass.
Man, I love it. I love it.
When you posted that, man, I was like, oh, that's the one thing I'm missing in my mix is music. Man.
Yeah, it's amazing. It plays good.
When we talk about that, told you that's can't be. I mean, every time you record with it, it's like you and then people don't think you can change the sound. You can change it to sound like that.
Y'all hold up a second.
Gotta get a 4-string now.
Oh yeah.
Feel a little bit.
Yeah, it's not right centered on your back. So I've got it like for you, like I would adjust it, like I would put it further down the strap because it looks like it's right in the middle of a yeah. Try that. It's gonna be a little high for you, but
A little bit, yeah. Well,
turn it up.
Yeah, you can feel it when it presses. All right, what I was curious about, I wear a hearing aid. I wondered if it would make that vibrate weirder, but it doesn't. So I was, that's good to know.
See, good, look, now that's the way to throw a monkey wrench in there to see if it works. But that's good, because that's the only way you're gonna know.
About the
there's a deaf bass player in France that contacted me and wants to use this because he same reason he wants to feel.
That's
you know,
good,
he has one of the the butt kicker thing on a platform
Right.
you know that he puts his foot on or he stands on, but it's this big and it's $1,000 and
kind of like what Beethoven did, right? Put his ear right on the.
Let's try another bass player. Let's do one more. We would like everybody to try, but Mr. Yerko has to leave for another engagement. And I got to close out this interview with some more questions.
Okay.
So,
how many? About 3 or 4?
Yeah. You know, I don't want to keep them. So I just got to ask.
Look at that bass, man.
That's an Ed Tate special,
Well, that doesn't look like a Pope special.
It really doesn't. No, that's because it's blue.
I'm gonna look him up.
The orange offsets that blue real nice.
Normally I do wear orange and blue a lot.
You know what's crazy is Pope wears a lot of orange, but that's not his favorite color. Isn't that crazy? Hey Pope, what's your favorite color?
Green.
See? Isn't that crazy?
Only few people know that.
All right.
Oh yeah.
You feel all of them? All them fast ones?
Is this a prototype or is it on the market?
I feel that even the harmonics I'm feeling.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Now, folks is watching this, the reason us, the viewer doesn't hear the bass is because it's not an amplifier, it's a amplifier. I mean, it's turn around, Pope, so we can see what it is. It's for feel. It's for the bass player to feel his bass in certain scenarios. It's not
right, because I'm actually right. This saves you, because a lot of times for me, if I don't hear me sometimes, I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
And that's
you
weird
can't play.
You shouldn't have, right.
You can't play as well.
Have to do that, but I mean, it's times where I know the song, where we might be going.
When you're playing with the in-ear monitors.
And I'm still going, am I playing that?
Right? In-ear monitors, you can't hear yourself.
But this, I feel this.
Okay.
Nice.
That sounds like
somebody sitting on my back doing me like this.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
And then drugging you over.
All right, so Pope, thank you. And now let's close out this interview with Yerko right quick. That was basically our round table on this because he got because he has to leave.
I want to do it at the NAMM show.
Are you going to Anaheim?
Okay, yeah, I'm going.
We'll see you there.
Missed the interview. When does it go into production?
Early next year.
Okay, yeah, we about to talk about all of that right now.
Here's 3. 1, 2, and 3.
All the questions that you might have.
For sure.
Yeah. All of the questions you might have. Okay, so folks, we talked about the product. It's called the BACKBEAT. We just seen a couple of bass players play the product called the BACKBEAT. And so I didn't want to keep because I know you had to leave. So anybody have any questions for this fine bass player, Yerko, and his product?
You haven't anticipated price yet? Or are you still kind of working on it?
Still kind of working it out.
Okay.
Still kind of figuring it
Kind
out.
of ballpark.
What do you think it should be?
1,000.
No. Right, man. I said
Emery said 1,000. That's what the reaction. He said $1,000.
Okay. Yeah, we're thinking around the $300 mark.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was kind of expected, actually.
Okay. Now, me personally, because I don't like money that much, I think it should be $99.
Right, there you go. $99.99.
I mean, that sounds way better than $100. $99.99. So
it's got a couple things going on. It's a practice tool, and it's something that that you feel.
Yes.
And there's a lot of devices out there like iRig. There's like what is that, Pandora? There's all these other things.
I have the Pocket Rocket.
Yeah,
I got that
so
with
there
me.
are a lot of things out
but it's
there
not like that.
No, this is the only one that has the feel,
you
the
can feel
actual
it.
vibration that's happening.
Anybody else have any questions?
I'm coming in late, so I don't know. But is there? It occurs to me that you might want to work it with headphones too, so that you can feel it.
It does. It has headphones. It has headphones and an auxiliary jack where you plug in and stuff.
Just so we make this official, while we were doing the interview, like 50 more bass players showed up, and they're all behind the wall of punishment for being late.
Did you hear about the bass player that's so depressed about his time that he threw himself behind a train?
Ta-da, bing! He won't be here all night.
So we got
Ray Wilborn.
in the back. We got the Ray Wilborn, and right up under him is another Detroit bass player. That's Cynthia Willis, who is a recipient of a what's called an LC Music Scholarship. So she's taking lessons with me now. She's already an awesome bass player. So we're gonna hook her up with some extra knowledge on music theory and whatnot. And then behind her, the guy who just asked that question is Steve Burkhalter, who works for Bass Gear Magazine. So you know he was gonna be here because he's got to examine the product. And then the keyboard player. What's your name again?
Bob. Manager.
And is James still back there?
He went over there.
Oh, hey. James. Okay. All right. Yeah, it got crowded over there, didn't it? All right. So we're gonna let this guy get ready to go. I just want to talk about your product a little bit more. They already asked you. We think the selling price is going to be $249 or so, right?
You said $249.
Wait, hold on.
I thought it was $149.
$99.99 for $249.
Auction now.
No, excuse. I mean, you would think it's somewhere around what?
Around 300.
Around
$299.
Yes, 200.
Jumped a little bit.
Well, you can't say 300. That's against the law. You have to say $299. You know, to fool people. You know.
And they know you're getting there.
And when are you setting the production date for?
Early 2018.
Early
next year,
2018.
yeah.
So, because right now, just from people checking it out, you already made a few sales here. Is it on a Kickstarter or anything like that?
Still debating whether to do a Kickstarter. I may do pre-orders, like a limited run of 100 of them or something. Do a pre-order. There's a lot of interest overseas as well, so 100 may not be enough. But I'm not 100% sure yet.
How do you get on that list?
Good question. Don't know yet because I haven't done it yet.
Okay, but we're going to figure that out. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I noticed your logo is on your strap. Are you going to sell that as part of the package, or is that just a one-off?
This was a one-off done for me by some friends of mine, Ergo Straps in Chile. Fantastic strap, by the way. Really nice soft leather. They're about $100. But interesting you asked that. Probably a year from now, probably late 2018, we're going to release the strap beat.
With it already in there.
With it already.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I just need mine in orange. That's all. I need it in orange. That's all. You can do whatever you want to do. I just need it in orange. Right. You know. And I need Pope Special on it.
But that's for later next year. But yeah, that's for right now. It's going to be this device.
Stop.
Standalone.
Stop playing the bass.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. What was the last thing you just said?
I don't remember. Something about next year.
Okay. Now, so now that you decided, we're going to expand the straps as well.
Yep.
Any other products you're expanding on?
Not at the moment. This is going to be the flagship of what we do, and it's the focus is to give bass players something back. I think there's a lot of cool stuff for drummers, for guitarists, and it just never seems to be just something really cool for bass players. And when this hit me, I said, you know what, I'm going to run with it. I'm going to quit my job and pursue it full time because I believe that that there is an appeal to it with bass players. And I want bass players to have something. I want them to experience what I experience when I play with this. I play with this on every 2-3 services Sunday morning at a church, and when I don't have it, it's like crack. I miss it.
How do you know?
That's a good one. To the bing.
You need a drummer.
So I mean, for now, this is kind of taken up my life, but kind of like Takashi was saying about playing bass. I'm an engineer, I'm a bass player, and this combines two things that I absolutely love. I love tinkering, I love making things, and it's an absolute joy to work my butt off on something that is really cool and that I really love. And honestly, to be doing it here in Detroit, is fantastic, and to be joining you guys here is a treat.
Any other questions? Any other questions, anybody?
Can we get a t-shirt? Right.
Yeah, t-shirts.
In
T-shirts
orange.
are
In
available.
orange.
Yeah, we had to paint these the day before leaving for National NAMM because they came in and they were crap. So we had to redo them. But anyway, a lot of fun stuff. Yeah.
For the one that's built into the strap, are you going to have an aux out and volume control and all
Yes.
that stuff? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be. So like if your strap is down here, the controls are going to be like down near the bottom, so you can turn around. And but that's that's a year and a half away.
So okay, so would it be better to wait for that or to?
That's what I was.
Or should we?
You could wait if you want. It's going to be more, obviously.
Yeah, because of the
it's
strap.
gonna include the strap.
Yeah.
That's why we're coming out with this. But
thinking about $3.99.
it's it may be. It depends on how the development goes. But it's just time. It's just going to take more time to come out with that one, just because in developing this one, we're kind of half developing the strap one at the same time. But
so if there's like a bigger demand for it, then it'll go down to 149. Sorry.
Look,
maybe.
Look, if we could get 10 guys to buy them right now.
Here's the thing.
You order multiples.
Y'all don't wait for the 2.0 version
No, get that
or the 3.0 because you keep waiting on to the next one coming to the next. That's why I still don't have a flat screen TV yet because I'm waiting on the 6K.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Part of the development for the strap is going to come from selling this one too.
Absolutely. So let's help this man out for this product.
One last question.
Yes.
Are you on social media?
Yes, we're on.
That was the question I was going to ask you if we wanted to get a hold of you.
Yep, thank you. I have business cards I can give out to you all before.
If we're just watching this and we want to get a hold of you.
But on Instagram, we're most up to date on Instagram at @BACKBEAT. So
not on Facebook.
We're on Facebook, but
what's the Facebook name?
Facebook is Get Backbeat.
Okay.
Yep, and our website is getbackbeat.com. So I encourage you all to just follow us on Instagram and check out some of our stuff. Register. Go to the website. You can register, and we send out updates every now and then on the progress of how things are going. But yeah, looking to get into more.
Your reviews? You have any video reviews in one isolated place?
I've got one guy who tried it out, and he loved it. He's a bass player for a band called Jesus Culture, and he tried it out at our church here a couple of weeks ago. And there is a testimonial from him right after the gig, and there's a short video of him. And he absolutely loved it. And here's another point that I want to make also, if you don't mind. The input is not just for bass. For example, he had a key bass, and what he did, and this is what I do with my setup, is you can have any input going into the input. So you can mix key bass, you can mix a kick drum, and your bass. You can have any sort of signal with from anywhere coming in, and you can have that
cool
feel in the back. So
like a splitter into it.
Exactly. You can have anything you want. So like for me, when I play at church, I have the drummer's kick drum coming in, mixed with my bass.
Sweet.
So you can lock in and it's
a good deal.
Does your drummer use one?
That's
not
one of
yet.
the key things.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Now, how would you do that outside? Are you using Avions at church, or how do you do that outside?
Yeah. So we have live mix set up, and that's how we do that. It depends,
But how do you send it to that? So you're using a second auxiliary input, and you're sending only the kick drum.
Yeah. So like our live mix is 2 channels, A and B. The A channel goes to my headphones, and the B channel is just my bass mixed in with the kick drum, and that is a 1/4 inch that I bring straight into this.
Cool.
Okay. So it's and I can mix it, I can turn it off, and do whatever I want with it.
Sure.
Intercom input also? If somebody wanted to just tell you something?
No.
Okay. Any more questions, folks? That's awesome that you don't have any more questions because he really has to go. But what I'm trying to say is since we have reviewed the product and we like it, right? You liked it. You said you're gonna actually order one.
Yes.
Mary Lee, you liked it.
I did.
Pope, you liked it. You said you're
Pope-tastic.
you gonna order one. Reginald Canty.
He's going to order the orange leather one for $5.99.
So
custom orders are more expensive.
So we all liked it, and we think it has a legitimate purpose to get that feel when it's missing, and probably for somebody that's just got a little practice out. If you want to feel it, it probably would just make them feel better too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
send you a practice amp and buy this. And you can put it in your gig bag and take it wherever you want.
Right.
And so, is there, before we let you go, you don't have to play us out because you don't have your bass, but is there anything that you would like to say in closing?
Thank you so much for the opportunity to come in and talk to you guys. This is my first time here in the basement, and this is awesome, and I don't know why I haven't come before. But I discovered you guys on Facebook, and this is really cool, and you guys are all kindred spirits, and that's really cool, and I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, so we look forward to your product coming out at the beginning of 2018, and thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you. Yerko Sepulveda and the BACKBEAT.